When the going gets rough, you know how the saying goes. Sometimes things happen. Life happens, and it's not always our fault. In this podcast, we'll feature real-life testimonials from people like you, from good times to bad, funny memories and hard lessons learned. Everyone has a story, and everyone has been there. From business owners to parents to young adults, the Hive 5 aims to tell stories of overcoming the struggles of adulting while celebrating the little victories of life. In each podcast, our guests will give insight to 5 key takeaways from someone who's been there and done that, leaving you better than when you started. Thank you so much for listening today. My name is Kagan with BriteBee, and today on The Person Behind the Professional, we are super thrilled to have Melissa Bankard with Farmers Insurance in Dallas-Fort Worth area. She has over 22 years of experience, some of that as an agent and some as a claims adjuster, and a lot of other things that she'll be able to talk about. She's an internet celeb, and she has been named, well, she has named herself, maybe other people have named her, the awesomest insurance agent ever. Melissa, how are you?
Oh my goodness, I love that intro. I am the awesomest Texas Farmers Insurance agent ever, whoever opened their doors. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you so much for being on. So tell me, did you give yourself that name or did someone else give that
Heck
name?
Yeah. No, I'm anointing myself. On my LinkedIn where you can write a profile, I was like, internet celebrity, that's me. And it says internet celebrity in open parentheses said me. I think something like that, where basically, yes, I'm anointing myself as an internet celebrity. I was so crazy as to, I introduced myself as that at networking events. It's nuts.
Well, at least you can own up to it. So I don't know.
Listen, let me tell you what I think an internet celebrity is. The day you get a hater, you got to get some haters.
Absolutely.
You're nothing unless you get some haters. So I feel like my share, and they're earned. When you do as much content as I put out there, I've earned my share of haters, and I'm not saying they're wrong. A lot of their observations are correct. My stuff is nuts sometimes, but
true. Yeah. Well, so do you have a list of your haters or anything? Almost kind of like a hit list, but not a hit list. Not a hit list. You just have a list. We know our haters sometimes, and sometimes we just make little sticky notes and put them on the door so we know who our haters are, and we can take them off when they become one of the people who loves us the most.
No joke. Listen, sometimes your haters are your frenemies. My goodness, I don't know. Listen, not everyone's rooting for you to win. Okay, let's be honest. So you just kind of surround yourself with people who really do want to see you succeed, and typically, in my opinion, that's going to be, my staff of gladiators, right? Because we're in the same boat. We're all rowing in the same direction. All our wagons are hitched to the same star. So I know that they've got my best interest in mind, again, because it's a cumulative effort. So I'm not always going to trust people who say, oh, there are wonderful things about you. Listen, I don't know. You got to have your own compass. That's all I have to say. You got to have your own compass.
Well, so 22 years of industry experience.
Yeah, look at that.
Insurance agent for as long. So what have you been doing for the last 22 years?
Sheesh. Let me tell you, it's what haven't I been doing? I mean, I got to say, my dad is an insurance agent.
Okay.
So I became an insurance agent. My mother's a teacher. Surprisingly, my sister became a teacher, right? So
okay.
I know. I was kind of born into it. No, so after I graduated from college with a business management degree, and right after I graduated, I started in the insurance business as an adjuster. So I was a person who settled claims. I was a national catastrophe adjuster. So, when bad things happen, there are special adjusters that handle those type of claims. Your heavy, your severe types of claims. And I did that. And then I was a consultant for a couple of different insurance companies that will remain nameless. And no, they're all great. So I played a consultant role for probably over 400 to 450 insurance agents across the country. So and then I worked for my father for 6 years, and really, true sales. I mean, day in, day out. So I've been doing this for a really long time. But you're right. I opened my agency. I actually purchased a Farmers Insurance Agency on March 1 of 2018. So it is relatively new, being the name on the marquee.
Yeah, well, it's new, but it's definitely becoming more established. I feel like daily. I mean, you've already hired how many people?
Oh gosh. Okay. So as just about 10 minutes ago, I extended an offer to a candidate, and she will be my 5th employee. That's a big deal. And now for people who are listening, you're like, what's the big deal? Some companies have hundreds of, and they're still considered a small business, right? But in the insurance world, in the agency world anyway, a staff of 5 is massive. I mean, now there are a few agents out there who do have staffs of, 12, 13, those are few and far between.
Right.
So it's a big deal to me. Yeah. I got me an army.
Right. You don't have to have 12 people to have a large agency. You can have 5
absolutely
really efficient people and have a very well-established agency. But yes, you are established, but you're not doing this because you're established. You're looking to grow, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the name of the game. So let's just say with the 5th person I'm bringing on, 4 out of the 5 are focused on new business growth. That really is their primary focus. So I have one that is about, retention and really making sure that what I purchase, my investment, right? Essentially, that's what it is. An investment is well taken care of. So yeah, it's a big staff. We're focused on growth, but a controlled growth, right? We want to grow the right way, because there is a difference. You can churn and burn policies, or you can, be, in my opinion, very responsible about, I want to write good quality business, and I want to do it the right way so that it stays with me, because that's how I make my money. We get paid commissions, and it's a renewal business. And, the more people renew, the more successful financially we are.
So let's talk about this business strategy here, because honestly, when I talked to you the last time and heard a little bit about it, it's something that is not as unique in the industry. I mean, I said that wrong. I said that wrong.
You did. You said it was common.
It's more so unique than I've ever heard any agency grow.
Yes.
And so I want you to tell us a little bit about what you're doing, why it makes you so unique, and why your employees are so unique, and just overall strategy. Why is it so different?
Absolutely. So I built my agency on the foundation of 2 principles: transparency and communication. So when I talk, that is what's going to help me become a successful agent. And so let me explain to you what I view transparency to be. My staff knows exactly how much I make. They know how much the agency makes. They know how much commissions on each policy will generate.
Well, let's stop right there.
Sure.
A lot of people would tell you that you are crazy. Like that's not good. So what's your response to that?
How can it be crazy? There has to be a level of trust. So my staff, every morning they wake up and they decide that they want to work for the Melissa Bankard Farmers Insurance Agency. It's a decision they make every morning, right? So for me, I've got to earn that. And if I am transparent as to the direction I want to take my agency and truly bring them in so that they're making decisions and they're out there battling and conquering for the agency, they know why. They know, just like we have a State of the Union, right? When I have a team meeting, we have a State of the Agency. They know exactly how much is being brought in. They know how much it costs to keep the lights on every month. They know how much my take home is. And I do it because I need them to understand these are the reasons why I'm making the decisions I'm making. right? This is why I'm bringing on a fifth person. This is why we're spending this much on marketing. This is why, we may not pay for, this event because we need to have more money for this. And there is a limited amount of money when you run a business, right? I mean, it's a finite amount.
You could only wish it was unlimited.
So with that being said, I believe there's a trust factor between employer and employee, and I believe that they will want to have this agency of success if they know the big picture. And a lot of that is, I do not have fear of them knowing how much I make. I take that off the table. I'm done. And I know a lot of agents who are like, oh my goodness, I'm afraid. And I think one of the reasons why they fear that is they feel their staff may feel a sense of jealousy, or they may feel resentment. My response to that is, I think you got the wrong people on their team. If you have staff that feel that way towards your success, I think you've got the wrong people. That's it. And the second thing is communication, right? So I don't make any hiring decisions without my staff truly being about 90% of the decisions made because of the team. And basically I'm just like, hey, I agree with that, or, I'm going to override this. But I have no problem had them seeing every single email that comes in my inbox. I really don't. In fact, the more they know, the stronger they become as a warrior too on this army of team I've recruited.
So you think they're going to use that against you?
Why? Why would they? They're ultimately, if we're all looking and trying to row in the same direction, we're trying to get to the same place, which is I want them to have a lot of success financially for them and their family. And the way to do that is to have the agency have success. So my personality is one is I'm going to trust until you give me reason not to. But that's just who I am. And I feel comfortable with that. That's not obviously everybody. You're not interviewing those people. So I feel good about that. I mean, I'll tell you one extreme. So one of my staff, she has the ability to sign checks from one of my business accounts. I have complete faith and trust in my staff because I think that I'm going to give it to them until they tell me, they give me an example that it's not earned. So, I come in every day. I don't show up at 8:30 every day, and it's okay with them. They're like, hey, you do you. You're the face of the agency. You're the voice. You're the name on the marquee, right? We do our part. You do your part. And then we're all going to, high five in the end zone.
No pun intended. High five podcast. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
So you're building it on transparency.
Yes.
How do you feel, or what do you know about how that translates over to the customer experience?
So I do believe that the more transparent I am, the more knowledge that they have, the better service and the better customer experience the end user, the policyholder will have, right? So every decision I make, I have to answer these questions. Is it good for our policyholder? Yes, it is. Is it good for my staff? Yes, it is. Is it good for the company? Yes, it is. Then ultimately, that's going to be good for me as the agent and ultimately the agency. But when policyholders have questions, there is no fear that they have to hide anything, or if I'm transparent with them, I feel that they're going to be transparent with our clients, and that's critical. They have to be able to be a trusted professional to our policyholders, because our policyholders are trusting us with some of the biggest assets they own: their homes, their car, their life, their business. So it is a culture, and it bleeds through every aspect of my agency.
So one thing that I believe, you tell me if I'm wrong or right, we all have our opinions, but one of the things a lot of people say is, keep your personal life separate from your business life. And I just think that is kind of a joke. I don't know how you can do that all. I think that the way you live your life outside is how it's going to be reflected in the business as well. What do you think about that? And with your employees?
So absolutely. So like on my Facebook, I have one Facebook. It is and I do videos every day. It's about Melissa with the Melissa Bankard Farmers Insurance Agency. My agency is a large part of who I am personally. So I know there's agents out there who wouldn't friend their staff, right? I don't want them doing this and this. My staff knows exactly. They know when I've got an appointment to do my lashes. They know when that is. They know when. And so I can't take the personal. For me, I don't feel like that's being my authentic self and portraying who I am, because when you meet me in person, you should have the same person who you saw on a video. It really is who I am. And when my staff describes me to our policyholders who may not meet me every day, they have a picture. They have a really full spectrum picture of who I am, because not only do they see me every day, but they see my videos every day. And they're like, yeah, that's congruent to who you're going to meet. This is our agent. And I think they take a lot of pride and personal interest in the fact that this really is my life. I mean, in my content, you meet my children. You hear about my staff. You hear about. I'm posting one today about I went to a dry cleaners. I mean, this is actual. I took my dry cleaning. You see me do it. So I'm with you. I think there is no. Not in today's world. I think people really want to see everything about how I run my agency. I think it helps them put a good picture, of who I really am and who they're entrusting their policies with, their business.
Yeah, definitely. So I know that you own the agency, but honestly, I feel like that you have a selfie video business on the side or inside your insurance agency, because you're doing so many videos. So how much time are you spending a day on videos?
I probably spend less than about 20 minutes.
My goodness. And producing them as well?
I create, I am the brainchild. I create all my ideas. They're just, they're my ridiculous ideas. I take full responsibility on the silliness of them all. I film them. I edit them. I do all the posting on the different channels in different mediums. Yeah. So it's a I'm a one-man media mogul. That's who I am.
And how has that been for you?
Oh my gosh, let me tell you something. It's insane. I posted something a couple days ago, and I didn't know everyone didn't see this, but on LinkedIn I can see how many views a video gets. Well, one of my videos has almost 78,000 views. Now let me tell you. I'm not Kim Kardashian, okay? I don't got, there's not a million stuff, but for a little insurance agent, that's, to me, who wants to watch me as an insurance agent? I don't know, but apparently, I guess it's, people do. They want to see them. I don't know why, and I'll just keep doing them. And listen, as long as if I get a viewership of 10, that's encouraging enough to do another one, I guess. Right. I'm easily pleased on my viewership numbers, So
well, one of the ones that I really like was when you went to Costco and you talked about the employees possibly hiding or taking away your credit card. You got to tell us a little bit more about that.
Golly. So how that came about is I had taken a snapshot, a screenshot essentially of my credit card on my phone, and then I texted it, again, part of the transparency, right? I texted this is how much it was like, I'll tell you right now, it was like about $6,000. I texted it and to all my staff. What the best part about it was, and I think the caption was, oh my goodness, I think my credit card is it's in tears, like, oh, and they were like, you need to stop charging stuff. They felt a sense of protection of, hey, this is a sense of ownership. Like, hey, are we okay? You need to cut back. They were very considerate, of the fact that what this means to the agency. They want to have a healthy agency, right? Because they work here. They want to make sure that the lights will continue being on every day. Right. But so that was I sent them that, and then they're like, what are you doing? I had spent a lot of money on some swag. I had to spend it. It was so just fantastic. And
you like
so I went to
swag.
Costco. I do. Listen, I got 15 boxes in my war room right now with stuff that I probably don't even need. And by the way, there's some dog treats that are the cutest things. It's got little milk bones on there. It has Melissa Bankard Insurance Agency. It's the cutest thing I ever. Yeah. So then I had to go buy some treats. I went to Costco and I did a video saying that I had gotten a text like, stop buying stuff. You need to cut it out. And I kid you not, when I walked in the office, Cheryl, who is my most senior person, I inherited her when I bought the agency. It was a deal, so she must stay on. She's like, give me the credit card. We need to cut you off. This is too much. You're just too much. You're out of control. So yeah, I like the fact that I truly have people who are looking out for the overall healthiness of my agency, despite myself. So yeah, that. It's like I get what I think is funny to me is I'll go someplace and I'll get recognized by somebody like, oh my gosh, I saw your stuff, I love it, and they'll refer to an episode that they saw, and I'm like, that's crazy. How awesome is that? They're like, do you remember that one where you were washing your face and talking about the It movie? That's why you can't open your eyes when you're washing your face because when you were 7, you're like in there, and they're telling you the story of what you had, a video I did at 5 a.m. washing my face in front of the camera, and then I posted it out in the world. How nuts is that? That was awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So I want to switch gears for a second. Let's talk about your kids for just a moment. So
sure.
What do they think about you starting up this business and doing all these crazy videos? I mean, do they think you are the coolest mom ever, or do they think I've got to hide my face? I don't want to go to school.
Right. So I have 3 children. My oldest is 11. My middle is 7, and then the baby is 2. So when I moved to Dallas, it was always to the intent of becoming a business owner. It was just, exactly what that looked like wasn't this so much, but so they always knew that I wanted to be a business owner. And when I bought the agency, I kind of sat them down and said, hey, this is what we're doing. I didn't know then how involved I would be on social media. Before December 31st of 2017, I had never posted anything. I didn't know what a post was. But I explained to them that I'll be doing some videos. They didn't seem to care. They're like, whatever. It was a conscious decision to include them in very short snippets just to show people that I'm a working mother. I mean, that's a really big deal. I mean, I think it's important because I do create an agency that is very family friendly. We're available all hours because there's parents are people who have crazy schedules. And so we're available, and I wanted to kind of convey that. So I'll give you an example. I was doing a video and my 7-year-old was kind of like, monkeying around in the back. And my oldest one says, Atticus, you got to leave mom alone. She's working. And I'm doing this video, but they know that that's work because we've talked about that.
Yeah.
And what does work mean? So it would, like my staff, right? With my children, it is a lot of transparency communication, whereas this is what I'm doing. This is how we're going to be marketing. And they're on board. I had to I got their buy-in, even though they're young, right? They understood that the videos mean it's a way for me to get out of obscurity and into the world so people know what I do and eventually can want me to be their insurance agent.
How do you balance all of that? You've got the work, you've got being a mom. So how do you balance all of that and make that all work?
Without guilt. I'll be honest, I do not feel guilty being a working mother. I'm very proud of where I've gotten. And it is largely because of the support I have from my children. But like you mentioned, right, I think it's hard to take away from the personal from the professional. It seems very natural that this is part of our everyday. I mean, I have an agency. I'm a mom. The mothers do it every single day. And I don't find it to be unusual that I can balance. Everyone has things that they've got to balance. It just happens to be that mine are family and work, like most people. So I mean, I go to the PTA meetings, and if I sit next to someone, I'll certainly tell them I'm a farmer's insurance agent. Can I quote you?
Right.
I'm not about that. There's no shame in that. Not at all. Hashtag shameless.
Hashtag shameless. That is great. I'm putting that on everything I post for you.
There you go. There you go. Yes.
That is great.
Yes.
So let's jump back into the insurance. So tell us a little bit about what products you offer and
oh my God.
Companies. I know that you offer farmers, but do we also offer any other companies?
All right. So farmers insurance, I write, your auto, your home, your life, business. I mean, kind of, I don't want to say the standard stuff, but most people know we're a huge company. We're a well-known company. I'm very proud of the company I represent. I'm a former claims adjuster, so having a great claims experience and having a phenomenal claims team that supports every policy that I write makes me feel good. I like that. I like knowing that I sell a promise, and the claims team is going to make good on that promise when that accident does happen. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Do you also offer business as well?
We do. I actually have on staff a commercial specialist, and that's all she does. So, dry cleaners, attorneys' offices, dentists, general liability, plumbers, restaurants. We insure all that. And I have someone on staff that does just that. So it's nice to have a specialist. I have a couple of them because she's got 16 years experience. And to me, like if I were to have open heart surgery, I got to be honest, I'd like for someone to have at least tried a couple times before they work on me. Yeah. So I like experience. So I like people who come to me, and everyone who works at my agency has prior insurance experience. So I like that.
Fantastic. So we're about out of time, but I told you that we were wanting to ask 5 key takeaways, and 5 key takeaways for our listeners of maybe life, business, insurance. What would those be?
Yeah. So I'll tell you, number 1, if I had 2 pieces of information and I give to my children, and it's this is, follow your heart and be brave. And it sounds silly and corny, but it really is tough to be brave. I mean, let me tell you, but the hashtag just hit record, I'm petrified every single time I hit that record button.
You've told me you're an introvert.
I am a shy person.
I don't know how that is.
I am. I mean, everyone in my staff knows that. Oh my gosh, I'm okay with one-on-one. And it's funny that this is going to be listened to by people. Maybe I'm pretty big in India. People love me in India. I don't know why. But I get emails from them all the time. But it is. You got to be brave. You got to follow your heart. I knew that business ownership was something that was just, it was a part of who I had to be. So the other thing is, market to your staff every single day. Every day. Know that they've trusted you as an employer, and take that very seriously. I do. Every morning I think, what can I do so that my staff says I made the right decision in working for her? So the other thing is, again, I couldn't do what I do. I feel good about it if I wasn't transparent and believed in a lot of communication. I just think it's critical. Here's the thing. Don't be afraid to go broke.
Scary.
It is. Let me tell you, I probably spend more money than I should on things that I do believe eventually my future self will thank me later. My future self is going to thank me for the decisions I make today. And what she's saying is, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. You're the best risk we got. I made a decision to hire employee number 5, and I'm actually looking for employee number 6. Can I afford it 5 and 6? Probably not. But guess what? It is something that I'm thinking, when you come across a unicorn, don't let that go, because that's not an everyday thing. Great staff, great people to surround yourself with, to build essentially your empire, your legacy, your business. When you find them and you recognize that they're awesome, bring them on board. Do everything you possibly can to afford that person, because I think, in my opinion, it will benefit you 10 times over. And it's just, I don't know. I truly believe in hiring great people, and then I will pay them. Now, I joke, they don't get paid enough, but I pay my people well. In fact, I feel comfortable saying that I pay between 30 to 60% above market value. I do. And it is. And it just, to me, it shows I believe in people who have the same vision and passion for what they do like I do. I don't know, those are 5, but I feel pretty good with those.
We'll call them 5.
All right, good enough.
So if anyone wants to find a little bit more about you,
yes.
What are the best ways to reach you and your staff?
So I like to market myself as a Texas insurance agent. I write anywhere across the great state of Texas. So you can find me. My actual physical location is in Dallas-Fort Worth in a town called Richardson. But you can find me under Melissa Bankard on Facebook. You can find me Melissa Bankard Insurance on Instagram, Melissa Bankard on LinkedIn. I have I think it's Melissa Bankard on YouTube. You're gonna have to try real hard not to find me. I mean, I'm gonna hunt you down somewhere. If I'm not finding you, I've done something wrong. So my number is 972-761-9333, but nobody calls. I mean, I'm getting Instagram messages.
No one's calling anymore. They're going to now Google you.
Yes, Google me. Google me. Let me tell you, I sold a policy to a 17-year-old because he found me on Instagram. Isn't that crazy? He found me on Instagram, and I wrote his landscaping business. That's insane. How about that? How about that for the world we're living in today?
That is, but it works. So we won't complain, will we?
I will. No, we will not. No, we will not. I'll be like, I'll cash that commission check. I will.
That's right. Well, I am so thankful that you were on today. I hope
absolutely
that anyone who is listening, this put a little more pep into your step today.
Yeah.
If not, then there's probably a problem, and we'll talk about that later. But want to make sure that everyone subscribes to the podcast, the High Five Podcast, and also gives us a review. Give us a review of your thoughts on Melissa Bankard. We would love it. And then also, don't forget, if you are looking for insurance quotes that don't sting, check out BriteBee.com, and you can find Melissa Bankard on BriteBee.com. If you click Get a Quote, type in her name, and you will find her shining face there with her videos as well. Thank you again, and we will talk to you soon.